Yo, what to do? Oh, my youth nation, stand up. Cause Issa is back again with another video. Yes, boys, I'm back on your guys' skin with another video with the beanie shirt combo. Yeah, gents, you know me. Consistency Issa is back. Like I said, locking in. Alhamdulillah. I told you, break the big 350, bruv. And I say thank you for those who subbed in, that are tapped in. We're gonna put Cape Town on. Today's video is unavoidable male Canon event, bruv. Something we can't avoid, fam. But yeah, before we head into this video, don't forget to make dua for the people of Gaza, the people of Congo, people that are struggling. Make dua, sincere dua. Like, I'm being genuine. I don't want to be like, yo, I'm here in the internet saying this stuff, then I don't apply it to myself. Make sincere dua. But yeah, before we enter this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe, boys. Subscribe. Down.
A 10 out of 10. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the worst ones in my opinion. Reason why, we've all been through this. There's always been that one girl that you thought you had in the bag. I mean, she was fine, beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, in your mind, she goes band for band with SZA, Lotto, and Ruby Rose. Like, you feel me? If for some wild reason you think you actually have a chance with that girl, and you try to get her, and you're doing good, and then beautiful, fumbling, a 10 out of 10. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the worst ones in my opinion. Reason why, we've all been through this. There's always been that one girl that you thought you had in the bag. I mean, she was fine, beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, in your mind, she goes band for band with SZA, Lotto, and Ruby Rose.
I wouldn't say in my mind, like, we all have fumbled a baddie. I have fumbled. I fumbled a lot of times. I'm supposed to be getting Champions League hands, but yeah, I fumbled this baddie. I won't say she's a baddie, she's actually a beautiful woman. But I fumbled because I tried to be like Future. But it's good though, because you can't get too attached. You can't get too attached, man. But like, those behaviors in a it's gonna be my downfall, because a lot of good women are gonna be leaving me because I'm acting like Future, man. But yeah, bruh, we all fumbled. That's number one. We all fumbled, but please, gents, don't be like Future. I don't know how he does it. Just have motion and get that one girl same time.
Like, you feel me? If for some wild reason you think you actually have a chance with that girl, and you try to get her, and you're doing good, and then randomly one day she just goes. And for the rest of that week, you're just contemplating, scrolling through your text, looking at what you could possibly have done wrong. Thinking maybe she forgot about the text, maybe you said a weird joke, or just something random. Just whatever your brain can imagine for her to actually ghost you, because of course it's not just you. Well, nigga, hate to break it to you, she likes a guy and it's not you. Game is game. And the worst part about it is that oftentimes the next week she ends up hard launching with her new man, and when you see him, it's somebody you don't even think is better than you. Well, brother, hate to break it to you, but he is. And then when they eventually break up,
nah, but sometimes okay, or like when a girl leaves you, she only date up. But sometimes if she don't use her head right, she can just sleep with any nigga. I'm telling you, she can sleep with any nigga, fam. See, so when a girl, like in my situation, I had to go back to my ex because I needed to get back. I can't let it slide. She cheated on me, then she can come back here nicely. Nah, but I see kids, no? And in high school, you're gonna have all these emotions, man. But like, you see me, I had to get it done, dog. I had to get my get back, and then she had to leave, because that's all I see, bruh. You're telling me you break my heart, and you still think there's gonna be a chance of us being a perfect couple again, bruh. Nagani, you can mat.
You're gonna be right back on her feet begging for her to take you back. But before that, you will go through the I hate that bitch phase. After every man goes through a heartbreak, they always hate the girl for a little bit. It's inevitable, bro. Every single bad thing that you've noticed and garnered about her in the past couple of years, it just kind of comes flowing back into your brain in one rushing, angry moment, until it eventually boils over and you realize you don't really hate her. You're just sad that she's gone. But you still go through the phase, though. Then you get sad and you're a little bit depressed and you're wondering why it didn't work out. Maybe you'll never find love again. Maybe something else won't happen. I don't know. You just stress. But usually you end up doing all all of this stressing late at night. Which leads you to the third male Canon event, 3 a.m. motivational workout. I can speak for all of us. We've all been through. Whether it was a breakup or a heartbreak, or maybe you just realized you're a bum. You went through that phase where you thought at 3 a.m. in the morning, you was gonna change the world. You started doing push-ups, started watching David Goggins videos, and you're up all night feeling...
Now, I won't lie, when the David Goggins era came, that was like 2023, man. Like, that's when the internet was literally tapped in, bro. I was minding my own business, but then when these niggas annotated, they didn't start talking, making money, bro. I won't lie, do make your bread, because otherwise, you'll be stuck in poverty, man. That motivation, 3 a.m., dog, you have to do it on a consistent base, bro. You can't just wake up 3 a.m. and think, today I'm gonna be Elon Musk. Sit your dumb ass down, dog. Sit your bum down, You're not them, bro. You have to work on a consistent base.
I'm motivated and thinking that you're finna rule the world. You're finna be the most swole, chiseled, drizzled, gizzled, diggled, fadiddled, top tier man that you can be. And then you wake up after you pass out on the floor from doing all of them push-ups. Look at your surroundings, realize your room is still dirty, and then eventually come to the realization that you'll never be that guy. But you know something else that can send you into this motivational arc? Canon event number 4, going bold. I promise you, every single person watching this video has gone through this phase, and most of the time it's because of your dad. Brother, I am gonna tell you right now, for the first 5 years of my life, I had to be completely butt naked Michael Jordan bald, because when my dad was 28, he stopped growing hair, and ever since that day he decided that he didn't want me to grow hair either. And it was the most aggravating thing of my life, and I'm sure every single one of y'all went through that same thing. And the worst part about it is that after he allowed me to have hair, he only allowed my hair to get to a certain length, which is known as the bald phase, which most of us have gone through, especially black children. And the worst part about...
You see, me getting dreads, bruh. Okay, me plaiting my hair was a phase, bruh, because I know most Congolese Danis wouldn't allow their children to have this type of hairstyle. So, it's a phase we all go through. I think it's because I was more rebellion, you see, because when I greet most Congolese Danis, when they see me on the street, they will say, this one starts, do the ganja, he's a bad boy. But when they see me, bonjour, moi, j'ai Adrien, how are you? Most, I'm fine, I'm I'm your son's friend. They say, Mena, you don't do the ganja. Nah, bruh. My mother raised me well. It's just I wanted this hairstyle, man. Since
this is that back then, when I was growing up, the mohawk was very popular. It was during the LaMelo, Odell mohawk phase, and everybody and their mother wanted a mohawk. And I wanted that so bad, but no, I couldn't get it because my dad said, and I quote, if you get a mohawk, you have to walk around naked everywhere because the mohawk tribe did. Yeah, I don't know why that nigga said that. That was some fucked up shit. But basically, he was just trying to get me to be bald like him. So, hey, I guess it kind of worked. For a little bit. Now we got these. But something else that dads often made us do was help them around the house. And one thing that I know for sure that we all went through was our dads getting mad at us when we didn't hand them their tools fast enough. My brother in Christ, I have almost been shot, almost lost my life. Heck, I thought I had AIDS at one point. But I have never been more scared in my life than when I used to help my dad do work around the crib. Because for some reason, dads just have a big fascination with doing mechanical work around the house. And while they're actively doing this act of stupidity, most likely messing up the whole house, they decide to exert their frustrations on their kid that they told them to help. And my brother in Christ, I know every single person watching this video can relate. If you didn't hand your dad that tool as soon as he asked you to, or if you moved a tiny little bit when he asked you to shine the flashlight somewhere, the amount of anger and rage that man will exert onto your body would be scarier than meeting a polar bear in the Arctic who hasn't eaten for weeks. And honestly, I've experienced a lot of trauma from doing stuff like this. Like, the amount of trauma I've gone through from just holding tools is probably equivalent to the slaves back in the olden times. But after this, as a kid, you know, you can get pretty traumatized, scared, but also angry from what your father did. So angry that you even think about potentially fighting him. It would also be the worst mistake you ever made in your life, because he will beat your ass. Every single man in his life has thought about fighting his dad. I say fighting for a reason, because you will never beat him. I don't know what it is about fathers, but like, they will never lose to their son.
But now I have homies that were like, that have dads like from birth until now. They telling me stories now. One day I'm gonna murma topa. I say, hey, dog, calm down. That's your dad. And what's the quote? Nah, my bro, hit the heart of me. I was like, but nah, man, I respect my dad. Wouldn't want to fight him. The man is too big. Not like that, he's too tall, I mean.
Period. Especially if it's fist. Like, you could be 6'5", 280. Matter of fact, you made John Jones call you his pappy. But as soon as you run into your 5'9" father, he will beat the living breaks out of you. And even though we all wanted to fight our father, we none of us have actually did it because we knew the reality of that. I actually almost did it one time. And there's a reason why I said almost, because I realized very soon that I would get my ass absolutely plastered. And I love my life way too much to ever do that to myself. Once you realize that you can't possibly beat your father, you go from fight to flight. Which leads me to thing number 6, running away. Every man has thought about running away from home. Brother, I cannot explain to you how many times I thought about running away as a kid. The crazy part about it is I live in a two-parent household, suburban home, live in Nashville, Tennessee, a predominantly white city. I live in the suburbs of the suburbs. You will see white people walking their dogs and kids playing in the street. I live a good life. I had a good childhood. I even went to private school. But for some reason, whenever my mom pissed me off or my dad did something I didn't want to like, I always thought about getting a big-ass
Same, I can relate, because why would I want to run away from the house? I know I was scared of my mother's beating. That's the one thing I would run away from my house. I was scared of my mother's beating. Because what you mean you want to murder me at age 5? Oh, I'm your child. But yeah, I thought of running. I was like, where would I even go? You see, but this is Canon events that must happen. Because I don't know what movies we were watching that made us thought like, you people don't love me. I'm going up. And our parents just laugh at our faces. Imagine.
A little red piece of cloth, tying it together and putting all of the important stuff in my life, like the PS4 in the sack, and walking right out. I feel like this is a Canon event, not just for guys. I feel like it's everybody. We as men are the ones who are actually the closest to doing it. Because I'm not gonna lie, one time I literally started packing my bags because my mom pissed me off so much. And I was almost done doing it. I was so close to committing. And then I realized how badly my mom would beat my ass if I actually ran away, so I just stayed. That's what usually happens, because it's never worth the beating, because they will find you. But usually that type of stuff will happen when you get grounded. And something else you would do when you're grounded is thing number 7, reading a Diary of Wimpy Kid book. I don't know why we all did this, but we all read that book in our floor whenever our parents took away our phones or PS4s or whatever. Like, it was just Canon event to the fullest. And if you wasn't a guy, if you was a girl, you would probably read the Dork Diaries. I feel like guys also read the Big Nate books, stuff like that. It's just that same type of category genre. And I would always get those books at the Scholastic Book Fair too, bro. Cause like, nigga, whenever that boy Jeff Kinney cooked up a book, I ain't gonna lie, niggas was on they seats, on they toilet, locked into them joints. I'm not gonna lie. But something that's also tough though is number 8. Realize that you will never go pro in the sport you love. You know, as a man,
yo, waste of opportunity. You know how good I was in cricket, dog. But you know how good I was in cricket, dog. I won't lie, I'm actually a good player. But circumstances, bruh, nah, gani. You have to think, hey, papa, focus on school. School is, look, I'm not even, but I'm taking a gap here. I'm not even in school, fam. Yar.
and I feel like this is actually the most heartbreaking thing you can go through. Because yeah, fumbling a 10 out of 10 is bad, but there will always be more fish in the sea. With your sport though, you only really get one chance at this. And once you finally had that moment of realization that you will never go pro in your sport, whether it's basketball, football, it's truly one of the most heartbreaking things you can ever go through. I remember I was a big basketball player back in middle school, and when I got to high school, I thought it was gonna be the same thing. Then one random day, Darius Garland pulled up to my local gym, and I realized very quickly that NBA was never gonna be a reality. But I was delusional, so I thought, you know what, maybe if I really ball out my freshman year, I can get some looks. You know, I could really go crazy in a good route leading up to my senior year. Well, I was a JV bench player, and I was good too. I was averaging like 20 points a game, but the coaches just didn't mess with me. But then I thought, you know what, maybe the coaches are just, you feel me, purely hating on me, which they were. But then I thought,
most likely when you're doing sports, you need to have the coach favors, bruh. If you don't have the coach favors, your career is done. Because if these people really see you have talent, they will make a way for you, man. Sponsor, bursary, anything. You see, even club, there's always those coach that favors their favorite one. You see, you can't be like a Cristiano, man.
thought, you know what, maybe I need to transfer somewhere to get more PT. Maybe that's what I really needed. And then I realized that I was never gonna grow past the height of 5'9". Yeah, I haven't grown since freshman year. So yeah, I'm basically trying to say I'm fried. But every man has to go through that phase to realize they're just a regular guy. Just because every motivational speaker tells you that you can do whatever you want in this life doesn't mean you actually can do it. I'm just keeping it real. Because I'm sorry, buddy, if you're 5'4" and you're trying to be an NBA basketball player in this economy, in this league, I'm gonna be honest, brother, we have Wimby's playing point guard, bro. You're not Muggsy Bogues, bro. But another tough realization that we've all been through. Realizing that you're in the friend zone. And I don't care who you think you is. We've all been in this category. As a guy, we've all thought was, if we were a good enough friend to a girl, that she would eventually...
Imagine being in a friend zone and you still think you had hope. Look at you, bro. You're still in the friend zone. Nah, man. But there's a kind of event that has to happen. That you must have realization that she's not the one. She don't like you. She's into those big Mujombo guys. She's into big Nigerians. She's into the Kasi boys. You see, the Kasi boys that give her nice. Must come to a realization, bruh. She's only using you and she don't like you. She see you as a brother. We're friends though.
Crack and decide to settle down with us. But another canon event that we've all been through is realizing that that's not how life works. As a matter of fact, she actually knows that you like her. Yeah, she doesn't care and she'll still use you for free car rides, free money, free food, and free attention. This is one of the toughest realities we had to learn as a man, but every man has to go through it. I remember I was 13 and there was this girl I liked and she broke her pregnant by another guy at 13, but that's a different story. But another pain that we all had to go through is going to the bathroom in a public setting and not knowing the urinal roll. And every single guy watching this video knows exactly what I'm talking about. I remember I was a kid, I was at my school, and it was like a student teacher day. Rules, you had to use I ended up using the middle one and said, son, heads up, whenever you use the bathroom. Something else that we've all been through in the bathroom, though, is being around that one kid who decides to just pull down his whole pants just to take a little piss in the urinal back in elementary school. You know, brother, this one was horrible. Usually it would be the special ed kids, but at the same time, it's like, brother, please have some common sense. That's such a great statement. Usually they would be farting too, and they would just stink. But at the same time, we've all done it when we was younger, and then we had a grown man walk into the bathroom and instruct us to never do that again, and then we changed our ways. Something that we haven't changed as guys is number 11 or 12, I don't know at this point. Putting your hands in your pants for warmth on an ice cold freezing day. This one I know we've all done. I'm actually doing it right now. I'm not gonna lie. Here's the thing with the allegations come in and you don't want that. They don't understand, but at the same time, let be classy. But speaking of balls, the next canon event that we've all been through is chilling around the house playing GTA or Fortnite or something. And then all of a sudden, randomly, you just feel a sharp pain in your balls and you just start clenching.
The game, but the short was yes, but like yes, but bruv, you made it this far in this video. It's like literally 3 minutes. If you made it this far in this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe, boys. Subscribe. One thing I gotta say, bruv, if you're stuck in the friend zone, she don't want you anymore, bruh. Okay, she don't want you. And shout out to all the niggas that just stalking me. I know you people, you stalking me because I'm the flyest in CPT. Okay, but all my they should stand up, because Issa is out with another video. Horibo, bonjour, sambonan, dumelang. Moi, I'm out.